Hey everyone, I can't believe this is week 3. We're still home. Welcome to my dining room. Happy holidays for everybody who celebrated. Today is Easter that I'm talking to. I know Passover, and hopefully everybody had a beautiful weekend. It was really nice out. I miss seeing your faces. The good news is we're not starting anything new. So all the 10th grade Regents teachers are doing the same thing, and we all agreed to do Julius Caesar. We are more than halfway through, so it kind of works in our favor. So we'll keep moving just like we moved before. So I went through all of your work, and I wanted to really take a look at what you were having trouble comprehending. So this first part of your homework for this week is watching this video for the areas that I point out that you had some difficulty comprehending, and you'll answer the questions on the study guide. Then what you'll do is you'll read the last scene of Act 3, which is Scene 3. It's really short. It's with a guy named Cinna. Now, it's not Cinna the conspirator, it's Cinna the poet. So you have to figure out why Shakespeare put such a short scene in and how it's important. So the first thing I want to talk about, if you remember, and I'm sure you're trying to blur it out of your mind, but the thing we focused on were the funeral speeches by Brutus and Antony. And what I saw is that you were having difficulty remembering what the goal, what the motive of each speech was. So first I want to talk about Brutus. So Brutus in Act 2, Scene 1, he had a soliloquy. If you want to read along, you can. But it's on page 29. And he says, "It must be by his death, and for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him." And what he's saying is it, meaning saving the Republic, has to be by Julius Caesar's death. And he says, if you guys remember, he says we might. He uses may or might in the speech. And he talks about the fact that, you know what, if we give him the crown, meaning if we allow him to become king, we may put a sting in him that at his will he may do danger with. So his big issue was preserving the Republic, because if Julius Caesar got the crown, that he may be abusive of that power. A few of you pointed out the quote where he says, "'Tis common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looking in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend." And you all remembered the fact that what he's talking about is that Julius Caesar might get to the top rung, meaning becoming king, and forget who helped him get to that point, and he wouldn't take care of the people that helped him get there. But the main thing is, his goal was to preserve the Republic, that Julius Caesar should not get the crown. So when you went into his speech, some of you missed that what he actually said. So if we fast forward to his speech, and you took a look at his lines, in his speech, he names 2 things as the reasons why he killed Julius Caesar. Number 1, they should believe him because he's honorable. And number 2, that Julius Caesar was ambitious. Do those 2 things that he said actually match what he said in his soliloquy? And of course, you're going to say, no, because in the soliloquy, he talked about a crown and he talked about abusing power. In his speech to the Roman public, he did not. He said Julius Caesar was ambitious. And what you need to think about is that that further develops his idealistic character. He's so idealistic and believes that the Roman people will understand what he's talking about. That ambition equals him becoming king and abusing the crown. And in being idealistic and trusting that they'll be able to figure it out, we know what happens. He gives his speech, and at the end of his speech, and some of you did an awesome job at this, some of you really saw this, at the end of his speech, the Romans turn around and they wind up saying, "Let him be Caesar." Now, if the Romans say, "Let him be Caesar," which is right on, let's see, page 55, okay, where they say, you know, "Peace, silence, Brutus speaks," and they say, "Let him be Caesar," that means that they want Brutus to be king. So clearly, they did not understand his motive. He was idealistic in the fact that then he ups and leaves and begs them to stay to watch Mark Antony speak, because he believes that Mark Antony will do the right thing and will support the conspirators. So he chooses to leave. And we all know when you get to speak second, you get the last word.